Best way to get a client is to do great work in the session room, and your clients who love you will actually make those introductions. That's easy to say when you've been doing it for a little while, but when you look at what does it take to start EOS implementation or to find clients to do that, is really having a really strong network. And that's the focus. But it's always important to remember our core values are help first. So it's showing up and helping whoever we're meeting with work.
Welcome to Career Coaching Secrets, the podcast where we talk with successful career coaches on how they built their success and the hard lessons they learned along the way. My name is Davis Nguyen, and I'm the founder of Purple Circle, where we help career coaches scale their business to $100,000 years, $100,000 months, and even $100,000 weeks. Before Purple Circle, I've grown several 7- and 8-figure career coaching businesses myself, and have been a consultant at 2 career coaching businesses that are doing over $100 million each. Whether you're an established coach or building your practice for the first time, you'll discover the secrets to elevating your coaching business.
Hey everyone, welcome to another episode of Career Coaching Secrets podcast. I'm your host Regen, and today's guest is Julie Markee. She is a certified EOS implementer, an executive coach, and speaker who helps business owners break through the ceiling and achieve lasting, meaningful growth. With over 25 years of experience streamlining processes, aligning teams, and accelerating profits, Julie is passionate about helping leaders clarify their vision, overcome obstacles, and build businesses that thrive. Julie's approach is all about simplifying the complex and turning big challenges into manageable steps that deliver real impact, from guiding companies through the EOS model to coaching leaders towards sustainable success. She's a trusted partner in driving business transformation. She's also author of Cooped Up Thoughts, where she shares her journey of becoming a chicken mama alongside her EOS implementation. And it's a pleasure for me to have her on the podcast today. Welcome to the show, Julie.
Thank you. Thanks for having me. I'm excited to be here.
So I wanted to ask you, what inspired you to become a coach and then start your own coaching business? So how did this all get started?
Well, it goes back quite a ways, but I would say at the very beginning, my first business I had was a private swimming instructor, and I was teaching very young kids how to swim and help them kind of overcome their fears. And I absolutely loved doing that, and it definitely informed my trajectory of my career. But after starting my own business, I did a lot of consulting work. I did a lot of process work. And what I found was most businesses that are struggling, their issue is not related to their process. It's usually related to a people issue. And so as much as I love to go in as a chemical engineer and fix their process, if we don't fix the people issue, we're not going to be able to achieve sustainable, lasting change. So as I was doing my consulting work, I started to transition further and further into actually interim work as in the C level, director of engineering, COO, those types of things. And I just realized that we need to help our leaders become better leaders in order for us to run better companies.
And so it's been, how many years has it been since you started doing EOS implementation specifically?
I started EOS about 5 years ago, right after COVID. It was not the best time to start doing that, but made it work.
Cool. And actually, it's a system that I haven't used before. I've heard about it a lot, definitely, but it's a system that I haven't used before. So when it comes to doing that, and there's also the executive coaching side, are these two together or are these separate?
No, I would say they're separate. My role as an EOS implementer is really to coach the entire leadership team, and I'm helping them get better in 3 areas: vision, traction, and healthy. So vision, so the leadership team's crystal clear on where we're going, how we're going to get there. Traction, executing on that vision day in and day out. And then healthy is transforming the leadership team into a cohesive group of people that actually work well together. So I don't coach individually as a team. I'm coaching the team as a whole.
And through executive coaching, then it's just one-on-one work with the executives.
Yes. So I just don't do that. I think my role is to help them as a team have those hard conversations with each other. So occasionally I might have a conversation separate from the leadership team, helping them work through what it would take for them to have those hard conversations with each other. But for me, one on one to meet with them and then go in and coach the team as a whole would be a little bit of a conflict of interest. And I want to maintain trust and integrity throughout the entire team.
Throughout these years of doing it, which part of the coaching journey would you say you find the most rewarding since you started doing this?
Well, usually when I walk into the room, there's usually some dysfunction at the leadership team level, and it's helping them work through that dysfunction. I had a team that I just started the EOS journey with, and we did a little feedback exercise with all the members of the leadership team. And it was very uncomfortable for that team. Their feedback to me was, we shouldn't be giving feedback to our peers. That should just be coming from their manager directly in private. And I said to them, my wish for you is for you to get to the point where you can have these hard conversations with each other, open and honest, in a room together. Fast forward about a year, they're in the middle of their annual planning session and they're having really, really hard conversations together. They're open, they're honest, and the organization is taking off, and the growth has been amazing. So for me, watching the team transform is the part that I enjoy the most.
Cool. And is there a specific, like maybe group of like a target audience, like a target company type, or a specific industry that you typically find yourself working with, or is it broad?
EOS works with all types of companies, but we're really looking for a good psychographic profile. So just the size of the company, probably 10 to 250 employees, growth oriented, open-minded, respectful, willing to be vulnerable with the people around them, and more afraid of status quo than of change. For me personally, I really need to make sure that I'm coaching a group of people that genuinely care about their employees. If they don't care about their employees, it's never going to work. It's not going to work with me, because at my core, I truly value people and I want to be working with people that value them. But if they have that and they really want to do something different, it's a really great fit. So EOS can work with any types of companies. I work with construction, manufacturing, IT, marketing, healthcare, lots of different types of companies.
What does it take to implement EOS, or meaning like be an implementer? Like, is this like a licensed program that you can use? Like, just for me to understand, basically.
Yeah, so EOS is a framework that was developed by Gino Wickman. In order to become an implementer, you need to be part of the EOS community. And we are trained on how to implement EOS the way that Gino created it and the way it's written, outlined in Traction, the book Traction. And when we meet together as EOS implementers on a quarterly basis, we're really making sure that we are implementing EOS purely. And so the whole community is about making sure that we're keeping this system as pure as the way Gino created it. And yet there's also that flexibility for us all to be implementers and bring our own unique experiences and our own personalities into the session room, so that it's not just reading a book, it's facilitating this whole system together.
Awesome. And where do you currently find your clients, or what marketing channel is working best for you?
So the best way to get a client is to do great work in the session room, and your clients who love you will actually make those introductions. That's easy to say when you've been doing it for a little while, but when you look at what does it take to start EOS implementation, or to find clients to do that, is really having a really strong network. And that's the focus. But it's always important to remember our core values are help first. So it's showing up and helping whoever we're meeting with work through the challenges that they're having. I don't know if somebody else has talked about The Prosperous Coach. It's a fantastic book. And he says, always be coaching. So we're looking for ways to help people and helping using those EOS tools, demonstrating mastery of those tools. And that's probably the easiest way to get a referral, is just showing that you, one, care, and two, that you can help people solve their issues.
Do you currently have like a team that helps you out, or is mostly you coaching groups of companies?
It's just me, but I have an amazing assistant who runs my entire practice for me. She's the one that tells me what I need to do and when I need to do it, so that I can focus on just being 100% present in the session room.
Do you have any is there something coming up, or do you have any goals when it comes to your coaching business right now for the next 1 to 3 years?
Yeah, I goals for my coaching business. I'm looking to bring on probably another 3 to 5 more clients, and then I'll be full. But I want them to be the right clients, and I think that's another thing about being a coach is just making sure that we don't say yes to everybody. So not everybody's going to appreciate my direct style. So finding the right clients for me that are a good fit, and learning how to just stay connected from a biz dev standpoint with the people I need to stay connected with while not burning myself out. And I think that's one of the things that's a challenge as coaches is we're doing all the work, right? And then we're working so hard, then we don't have time to do the biz dev, and learn how to manage that in a way that you can do both and that you're not burning yourself out on either side. And I think that's the biggest challenge for me is figuring out what's that appropriate cadence? What are the appropriate activities for me to be able to just stay in contact with those people and make sure that they know that I'm here to help and that I'm open for new clients when that need comes up when they're talking to their networks.
And throughout these years, what would you say has been a good investment that you've made in your coaching business or even yourself that you feel like you've gotten a lot of return from?
Well, as a coach, right, how we're selling coaching, we need to have our own coach. And I think that's the biggest thing is if we're not willing to spend the money to invest in a coach, are we preaching, are we doing what we're preaching, right? So I think investing in coaches who can help you see things differently the way that you see things. And I think that was being my biggest aha was I need help. I don't know what I can't see. That's why people hire us anyway. So making sure that we're investing in ourselves so we're continuing to grow. And I know for me, that's where I've had the greatest impact is helping people, challenging me to get better and to hone my skills.
And what type of coach is this? Is this like a business coach or mindset coach? How to describe that?
Oh, wow. I've done a lot of, some of it was a biz devs coach is kind of helping me figure out how to grow my business. I've got accountability groups within the EOS group who are helping me look at how I'm approaching my coaching itself. How can I do that more effectively? How can I increase my impact? And and early on, I think it was definitely mindset coaching. I always like to tell those young people that are coming into coaching, into EOS is listen, the first sale is to yourself. And so if you don't believe in yourself and your worth that you can bring to your clients, you're probably not, that's going to show up in the way that you're interfacing with those clients. So definitely mindset, getting yourself to that point where you're like, I am worth what I am charging and I'm providing the value that I say I'm going to provide.
And you would say that you've gotten better at that over time, especially when it comes to valuing yourself, right?
I have, absolutely. And I think a lot of that comes from the feedback from my clients and just hearing them talk about the impact that EOS has had on them. And sometimes I'll hear someone say, Julie, I had this really difficult conversation and you were in my head. I could hear you the whole time, helping me, encourage me, knowing what I needed to say. And so that's the part where is really helpful. One of my coaches a long time ago, he gave me this, he calls them ants. So if you're doubting yourself, they're called ants, automatic negative thoughts. And so you got to catch those ants and get them out of your head because they're going to hold you back. And so I think that's one of the things is just I'm listening for that when I'm talking to people. Oh, you have an ant in your head. Let's get that out. So helping people recognize that and overcome those things.
So it's all also about self-awareness at that point and being aware of these. Um, I wanted to ask you also about challenges. What is a challenge right now within your coaching business? You did mention that you are trying to grow with 3 to 5 more clients, and you want them to be the right clients. Is that the only challenge that you're trying to solve for next, or are there other challenges that are?
That's an interesting question. Without talking about the biz dev, I think it's finding the time to really work on honing your craft. And we get really, really busy helping other people, and you're doing the biz dev, but there has to be time in your day, in your week, in your month, where you're really spending some time focusing on what do my clients need right now? What do I need to bring into my next session with them so that I can be my absolute best? Where are the areas that I can improve my coaching and my teaching? And so I think for me, it's learning how to manage that and just intentionally focus on how do I get better? How can I be better? How can I increase that impact? And that's really where sitting here today, like, yep, I need to find some time on that. I've got a lot of ideas popping around in my head, but how do I decide what the most important things are to focus on and then find time for that?
You're obviously like an EOS implementer. Do you find that EOS is sometimes challenging for people to learn or new companies to learn it, or it just because one of the issues that, or one of the reasons that we haven't moved to EOS on our company was that it's sometimes not easy to have to train new employees on as they come and as they go. Do you find that that is true, or that is not necessarily true?
Well, you're always going to have turnover in an employee in a company, right? That's going to happen. So I would say what I'm trying to do is teach the leadership team mastery of the EOS tools. And then, but 80% of EOS is migrating that discipline throughout the rest of the organization. And so giving them the tools that they need in order to know, hey, we have a new employee coming on. How do we bring them up to speed? Obviously, it's different with a leadership team member than with an employee, not on the leadership team. But the idea is that you get to the point where EOS is just what you do. It's just, this is the blanket that sits over the entire business. So it's not, oh, we got to do this. Oh, we got to do that. It's just like, this is what we do. This is how we run our business. And that's part of it, is just teaching them how to do that. So it's kind of second nature to them. So it's not so overwhelming.
Cool. Thank you. Thank you for that. And is there any final advice you'd like to give to other coaches who are looking to further scale their impact?
Yes. When I think about, when I'm coaching some people, sometimes I like to tell them it's not about the money. I want you to do what you're doing because you genuinely love what you're doing, and focus on that. Focus on the work that you love. The money will come later. It's not important right now. But what's most important is that you love it, that you want to get better at it, and know that you're on a lifelong journey to mastery. You're not going to master it right away, and just enjoy the process. And from there, the rest will follow.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Julie. Thank you for coming to the podcast. And for anyone who wants to find you or connect with you, they can go into LinkedIn and they'll be able to find you. Is there also a website, if I'm not mistaken?
Yes, you can find my website is www.keyprocessinnovations with an S on the end.com. You'll find information about me there. You can also subscribe to my newsletter, Cooped Up Thoughts, where I talk about my adventures of becoming a chicken mama and tie that to EOS implementation. It's a little bit witty, a little fun, and you'll learn something along the way.
Thank you. Thank you, Julie. Thank you so much. And we'll also make sure to put those into our description for anyone to quickly find them. Thanks so much for coming today. It was lovely.
Thank you for having me.
That's it for this episode of Career Coaching Secrets. If you enjoyed this conversation, you can subscribe on YouTube, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, or wherever you're listening to this episode to catch future episodes. This podcast was brought to you by Purple Circle, where we help career coaches scale their business to $100,000 years, $100,000 months, or even $100,000 weeks, all without burning out and making sure that you're making the impact and having the life that you want. To learn more about our community and how we can help you, visit joinpurplecircle.com.